So here is how we organize a text, an opinion text in English. Okay, you notice that here we're talking about a 5-paragraph composition which begins with an introduction, is followed by 3 body paragraphs discussion, and finishes with a short conclusion. The following is the organization that I need you to give me in order to write a good composition. You must always begin a text like this with what we call an attention getter, where you introduce the subject with a general statement that is interesting to read and can be a statement of fact, a statistic, or a narrative. After that, we go from there and we introduce the main idea of the text, sujet posé in French, and finally we end the paragraph with the equivalent of the sujet amené, sujet divisé in French, which in English is called the thesis statement. So the main idea and the 3 aspects that we want to discuss in this text. Please note that because we have 3 body paragraphs and 3 developments, we also have 3 ideas here. So the first one is travel, the second one is good job, and the third one is job advancement. Before we start talking about proof or examples, we must introduce the main idea of each paragraph, and we do that by introducing a topic sentence, which in fact is the same idea, 1/3 of the ideas in the thesis statement. So in paragraph 1, we're going to talk about how learning other languages helps people travel. We just give a simple, complete sentence. We do not explain that sentence in the topic sentence. After that, subsequently, you can add some examples. For our purposes, you need to add at least 2 examples. And it's much clearer if you use transition words to introduce the different ideas. The first sentence of the second paragraph is also a topic sentence and takes the second idea from the thesis statement, and then you explain it with examples until you're done. The third paragraph starts with a topic sentence, which is the third idea, job advancement, and then you explain it in the body of the paragraph. When you have finished, then we have a conclusion paragraph, which you must know always begins with a general summary of what you talked about and never starts with the thesis statement restated. Okay, so just to help you, I can suggest to you that the general summary is probably the same thing as the main idea, or the sujet amené in French. When you have finished with your general summary, which can be 1 sentence or more, you will introduce the thesis statement again, but restated in different words. We call that the restatement. Very important. That tells us that you have finished all your arguments and that you're ready to add a concluding statement, the last sentence, where you can tie the opinions that you have to yourself directly. So here you may say I, whereas in the rest of the text we prefer that you do not. So just to remind you, because many of you make mistakes in the conclusion, here is the order of how you give me the conclusion. You must begin with a general summary statement or statements, because you can have 1 or many. When you have finished with those, you must include a restatement of the thesis, followed up by 1 last complete sentence called a concluding statement, where you can point to the future or make a connection with yourself. I hope this helps, and you can watch this as many times as you need to write the best possible essay that you can. So good luck, and